Well, folks, I can't tell you how excited I am tonight because you know what? It's Monday night. It's 8 o'clock. You know what time it is. It's time to start your week off right and get realigned with Play for Keeps the show. This week, we're talking one of my favorite parts of Transformers fandom, the aligned continuity. Now, I can't do this all by myself. It takes a team. So, with me, as always, he's the voice of Nerd Initiative. He's the skids to my mud flap because we didn't say it last week. He's Mickey CWK Smith. What's happening, Mickey?
We were trying to erase that part of Transformer history. But that's okay. I'm not going to do the voices.
I mean, are you the back half or the front half of the ice cream truck? That's the question.
I guess on the back.
Hey.
Oh man. No, it's I'm doing good. It's been a great week. Went to the we had the county fair in town this weekend. Got to go to that and have some fun.
Oh, you didn't ask for my bingo card.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I didn't play bingo
though. Oh, trust me, you want to play my bingo card.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah, other than that, you did that thing. I didn't do much at all. I got a piece of wood.
Okay.
It's a good it's if you guys know I've been finishing up the office.
Oh, yeah.
So the door is gonna finally get finished this week, I hope. So that's all the news that's going on with us in our particular little worlds. But let's talk about what's going on in toy news.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Now it is Cyberturnian September, but we still got to talk about toy news. We're keeping it short. We're keeping it sweet because disclaimer, there's so much Transformerdom. We can't talk all about everything that we want all in this episode. So here we go. Hit me. Quick. Go. Quick fire.
Toys R Us is back. Oh!
Well, hold on. It already is in like Canada and New Jersey.
Yeah. So they're expanding their brick and mortar comeback by doubling the number of stores it currently has in the U.S. They're announcing
from 1 to 2.
They want to go with 10 flagship stores and 20 seasonal holiday shops. I'm assuming that's probably in a mall or in a Macy's or whatever. I don't know, but yeah. So I mean, they're trying, right? I don't know what the comeback is going to look like necessarily, but yeah, that's
okay. As someone who's actually seen a Toys R Us section in Macy's, if anybody's not familiar, they still have the deal. It's sad. It is very sad. It is where Transformers go to die. I have seen old figures.
I was going to say, it reminds me, obviously this is a much higher scale, but going into Ross and their toy section, that's kind of what it like in a Macy's, you know, everything is upscaled because it's Macy's, but it's just like, yeah, here's a little section of crap. Just,
yeah.
And it's all over the place and it's messy and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
But
I'm decent Lego prices there.
Yeah. I hope that they have some kind of traction here and this works. I do miss toy stores like this. Just don't friggin' I don't know. The Toys R Us we had here in town was terrible, but they had stuff though that I wanted, but it was just yeah, it was always a mess and they had way too much inventory. And nobody was ever working, so nobody was ever there to help you.
My closest Toys R Us growing up as a kid, we had 3 near me. Now, mind you, I grew up in a major metropolitan area. So I had Aramingo Ave, and if you guys know, we're from Philadelphia or the, Delaware Valley, Aramingo Ave, Cotman Ave, which was a giant of a location. And then, thank you, Danny, you remind me, was a Babies R Us on Roosevelt Boulevard. At Grant and the Boulevard, and then there was another one that was opened up in the mid 90s up at Franklin Mills Mall. So I mean, and they were all pretty equidistant from me, depending on where I lived in Northeast. So
yeah,
and then the one that I had up here, it was still 45 minutes away.
Yeah, I will say this is probably not the best time to do this with like the tariffs and everything going on, but like, hey,
it's not like Toys R Us made a very good financial decisions in the first place.
Right.
Let's borrow more than we need and more than we have.
One last thing on this for me, stay away from video games and like artsy toys. You know what I mean? Like, give us the good stuff, man. Give us the good stuff. You know what we want. We want Star Wars. We want Marvel. We want all these things. We want our IPs. Give them to us.
I say, yeah, go for the IPs, but stay for the nostalgia.
Mhm.
Um,
For sure.
yeah.
Of course, you know what this means. We're going to end up with Toys R Us exclusives again, and we're not going to be able to get those.
Dude, I hear my Skylanders screaming at me, "Let us out!" Because I have a ton of legendary Skylanders that were Toys R Us exclusives.
That's funny. But our next topic was actually brought up by you. We got Batman in the Mobius chair.
I say that because Batman Day had just passed, and hopefully you saw all the great content here on Nerd Initiative, including my top 5 favorite animated episodes of Batman ever, not just of the animated series. Aha! I figured, let's celebrate the Bat the best way we can. We were going to put him on a throne itself with Batman in the Mobius chair. That's right, from McFarlane Toys. I got to say, I did not read this particular storyline, but when I found out that Batman in the Mobius chair and I saw this in the comic, I'm like, I need this. Just shut up and take my money. This might be my first McFarlane figure I get. Now, the only odd thing that I see here is the cowl sculpt. It has a very Robbie Patterson look here because it's a very high cheekbone, and that means we're nerds of a certain caliber, folks. So if that's going to be my one downfall from it, oh well.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I don't know a lot about this part of Batman lore and history and comics, but
all very recently.
Yeah, it does look awesome though. I'll give them that. Last but not least, this one's for me. New York Comic Con is coming up pretty fast, and so we're starting to get little leaks.
Justin, Bandai Justin, hello. I will see this live in person, folks.
We're getting little drops here and there of some exclusives in Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts, Bandai. They have some really cool stuff, and man, this Gogeta is beautiful. They also dropped earlier this week. I didn't put it up here, like a little Goku on the dragon, like the old classic Dragon Ball like manga cover where he's like a kid. It looks. I wish I should have thrown it up here, but yeah, this looks awesome. Gogeta is like one of my favorite characters from Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. So this is great.
And just if you guys aren't big Dragon Ball fans, these are this is the fusion using the Patara earrings, not the fusion.
And this is the one we saw in, I can't remember the name of the movie, but Janemba is like the bad guy, and he has to fuse with the earrings, and it's just awesome. Yeah. So I actually no, this is the fusion dance one. The Patara earrings is Vegeta. I just remember that.
You sure?
I'm positive.
All right.
The vest with the poofy stuff, fusion dance.
See?
The sleek jumpsuit with like the Vegeta look. That's
Patara earrings.
Patara earrings. Yeah. So yeah. Those are kind of like top 3, I guess, things that we pulled out of our butts for toy news. So yeah, and we have a lot to talk about when it comes to Transformers tonight. Yeah,
I bit off a hell of a lot more than I could chew. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Align continuity is the birth child of the Bayformers. That's why it made perfect sense for us to follow up with this one tonight. Why is this? Hasbro wanted to bring Transformers back to the small screen. We haven't really had anything since the whole Unicron trilogy. Not that wasn't awesome, but let's do something that looks similar to the Bayformers so we know we can sell what? Toys. So what happens is we get a brand new animated series. But where does the series start? Well, that's an interesting conversation. Where are we going? So at the time we had Discovery Channel, had Discovery Kids, way up on channel 300 in my market. I don't know where it was in yours.
I have no idea.
This is when Hasbro decided to start getting their sticky fingers into everything because till all are one. And they purchased and became the majority stockholder of Discovery Kids and rebranded it as The Hub. The Hub was a channel that was done with Discovery Kids in conjunction with Hasbro. This is where we started getting big Hasbro studios. Also on the channel, there were things like Family Game Night and everything as well going on. So there was just so much stuff that Hasbro was trying to push in it. What they wanted to really do out of this is come out with a big, huge blockbuster show. And what did we get? That's right. We got Transformers Prime.
Yeah.
This is very much it. What they were really smart about, and if you guys know your colors, so they took the Michael Bay Transformers, who we have over here in yellow, and a very classic looking G1 style put them together, and that's where we get the new designs for a lot of these characters. Now, obviously, Bumblebee is going to be the Camaro style. We're not going to have, the Volkswagen Bug, as much as I love it, and I would love to see it come back. I don't think it's ever going to happen again, sadly. But that's where we got all these great new, fun, unique designs. And speaking of which, I actually have the figures myself. Now, do you have this in your Pumpkin Spice shelf? I mean, your Optimus Prime shelf?
I don't have Prime Optimus, no.
I'll just say I dropped quite a bit on this because, because I didn't get it on its first run, and the Red series is now like going leaps.
Oh, that's the Red series one?
This is the Red series.
Optimus. Oh, awesome! I wish I had gotten that.
Yeah, it's.
I didn't even know they did that one in the Red series. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like wave 4. But in the first part of the series, they did RC, and RC got a whole new redesign, very much out of the whole Chromia Elita 1 and RC, and we got a motorcycle version of her. But when I said they were going to start off with a big, huge thing, episode 1, Cliff Jumper, like they led with, we've got Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Cliff Jumper. Great character for all of like the 3 minutes we see him.
Dude.
He gets impaled by Starscream in the first episode. I mean, straight, right through the spark.
Like,
and
why? What was the point of this?
Because they're Decepticons.
No, I'm talking. Why bring on? Why y'all probably couldn't afford them for much more than that, but still, just for that little bit of time, that was crazy. You could at least got like half a season out of the guy.
Oh, don't worry. Something else is going to happen.
Okay.
But let's talk about the team that we have here. So starting off in season 1, we have Ratchet the Docbot done by Jeffrey Combs. And if you know him from Reanimator, I mean, 13 Ghosts. I mean, he's always played great, kind of spooky, eerie guys. The Question in Justice League Unlimited. But here as the cratchety old Ratchety, I loved him as the Docbot. Next to him, he was fantastic. Next to him, we've got RC in this great, sleek, sexy, even motorcycle design. You got the big bot himself, Optimus Prime. Bulkhead now has become more of a series regular coming out of Transformers Animated. I really, really love this. And then Bumblebee is still the Camaro, and we're following along with Michael Bay. His voice box doesn't work. He does speak in radio and cartoon. I really enjoyed this, but just like any other good Transformers cartoon, they also had human sidekicks. They had Rafi, they had Jack, voiced by Josh Keaton. Sorry, I had to think for a second. And Kimiko. And each of them had their own partner. Raph could understand Bumblebee. Kimiko, who's the cute little Asian girl, was teamed up with Bulkhead of all things. And then Jack, who was trying, really keep this whole Robot in the Skies thing going, had RC. It's like, hey, Mom, I just pulled up in this really expensive, Kawasaki, Zoom. Huh?
I bought it with my newspaper money.
Yeah, right. But, you go on, and by the end of the series, we have expanded the team. Now, not only that, so has Optimus's shoulders.
Oh, yeah.
He did get an upgrade. So we've got Optimus, we've got Ultra Magnus, Bulkhead, Wheeljack shows up. This is also one of the first times we see Wheeljack without the plate in front of his face, and we got to find out he rocks a little stash, a little Fu Manchu. I was like, okay, I'm down with this. Smokescreen and Bumblebee, if you see right next there, in between Wheeljack and the Docbot, they did go undercover for half a season, so they did get new colors and upgrades as well. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. You have the Docbot. You have Knockout, who defected. Okay, this is what happens by the end of the series, so bear with me, all right? And then, of course, there's RC because it's the girl. They did introduce other female characters, but on the Pred side, or the Decepticon side, this was the only really good picture I could find. So we had Shockwave, Soundwave. Soundwave was more of the satellite UAV style on this. Starscream, voiced by Steve Bloom. Amazing. Probably one of the most vile versions I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Maniacal. In the back there, you've got the Predaking. Why? Because eventually Shockwave starts to redo fossilized Transformers and bring back the Predacons. By the end of the show, and also the made-for-TV movie, like, we had 3 of them. There were more in the toy line. But when it comes to the toys themselves, they were pretty smart about this. We have the first edition. These were Toys R Us, pretty much exclusives. As you can see, these grown man-childs are in awe of this Bumblebee because a lot of people said that this first edition line were really collector's figures. They weren't for the kids to play with. The kids could. And we're not saying, that if it's a collectible, give it to Timmy. You might regret it, but give it to Timmy. But to follow that up in 2012, we have something for the kids. And if anybody gets this reference, I will absolutely fall in love with you. Don't tell my wife. Okay? Because this is the running gag this week, for the kids. We get this new Cyberverse line. So not only is Hasbro trying to incorporate television, they're trying to also bring in the kids at a younger age. So in 2012, they decided to do this Cyberverse line. These are very easy, simple 4 to 5 pieces that will, change and reconfigure from vehicle to robot mode. I didn't have any personally. But yeah, it was cool. But then they made up for it. And they made up for it by going into the quote unquote standard line. So you notice here we've got RC in her second form here. Again, the first edition one I think was, so people go back and forth on this. They say that the second edition, or the standard line here was more accurate to the TV show. I liked the first edition one. It looked a little bit more mechanical, not to the Michael Bay side, but I think it really showed the detail in the character.
Right.
Down below RC, we've got Dreadwing. Dreadwing is introduced later in seasons 2 and 3 as one of the ancient Decepticon generals brought in to help, take out Optimus and his team. And then next to that is a Viacon. Now, the Viacons were introduced, if you folks remember, back during Beast Machines, because we went into such far in depth with that. But we kept the Viacons around in this series. There were Jet Viacons. I'm not saying Seekers. There were Jet Viacons.
Okay.
Because I saw it turning in your head there, Mickey. It's like, you should say Seekers. It's like, no cone heads here. I'm not going to ram that jet at you.
I see what you did there.
Right. But they had these cars and they have these planes. And these were the guys who went out and look at that. It's a Viacon. That's an army builder. And look at how nice and sleek they made that. Yeah. They didn't have to do that, but they did. And that's what I enjoyed about it. And I really am kind of ticked that I wasn't collecting figures much at this point.
Yeah. Ditto.
And then we have Cliff Jumper came back.
As a
TerrorCon.
Now,
reason being, one of the huge plot devices of the show is that we find out there is dark energon seething through the planet Earth.
Ooh. I wonder what that means.
Earth is Unicron.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
So in all this experimentation, they use the dark energon to reignite Cliff's spark. The only problem is he's pretty much a Transformer zombie at this point.
Dope.
This was also a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I don't even want to know how much this costs, but if I could have it on my shelf, I absolutely would.
I'm curious.
And then, I pushed the wrong button. I'm sorry. And then we go into the third season, Beast Hunters. This is where we start getting the Predacons, and stuff goes right out the window. Be very honest. Look at that Bumblebee.
This is what happens, They're like, how do we sell something new without selling anything new? So we'll
and it is a redesign. It is a retool. The figure is different from previous versions, but all this extra paraphernalia on every single character, I wasn't a fan. Now, out of this line, we did get that huge series finale Optimus, which I absolutely loved. Again, a figure I wish I would have been able to put in my collection. By the end of the series, what happened is that, long story short, Megatron was trying to use the Omega Lock to re-energize Unicron.
Ooh, the Omega Lock.
Yes, the Omega Lock. Where did we know that from?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Things are getting alive.
Sounds familiar.
Somehow. I got 13 reasons I could probably tell you about that. Oh, wait, because they introduced the 13 primes in the aligned continuity originally.
Huh.
And that's one of those things that have gone on. Same deal with Earth being Unicron. We've seen that in other series as well. But yeah, we have the Predaking here, and I believe this is the Beast Fire version. I did not put up any of the other Beast Hunters because they just went to the most ridiculous color swaps. Like, it was almost as bad as like some of the old Batman figures.
No.
Yeah, like
Like-
I'm down with Arctic Blast Batman, but that's about it.
You gotta have the gold one and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't know if it's on this shelf. It might be if I go and dig it out. I have the 5-inch figure of Optimus. That's the Beast Hunter Optimus, which is a green version. And the only reason I got it because my wife, her favorite color is green, and it's Optimus. So yeah, Smokescreen was a great figure, Daniel. I don't know if they did his second color, which really gave me vibes of like the Cybertronian Defense Force when they got their color swaps and upgrades in the Unicron trilogy.
Mhm.
So I really did enjoy that.
Cool.
Predacons Rising was the penultimate episode of the made-for-TV movie. They didn't want to put any more money into this, but I gotta say, if you haven't seen this, this is a who's who of voice actors. All right, Peter Cullen came back to do Optimus, and not just like, you know, oh hey, I'm just doing the first episode and the last episode. He did the entire series. Frank Megatron Welker also came back to do the show. Steve Bloom, Kevin Michael Richardson. The list goes on and on and on. This is literally an A-list group.
Nice.
I don't think you could go, who's that guy? And if you did, then you'd realize who it was and go, oh, that's my fault. But you know, it's for the kids.
Is that Rescue Bots?
Yep.
Yeah, I love Rescue Bots.
So at the same time, in the same universe, we get Transformers Rescue Bots.
This
And
was my oldest son's introduction to Transformers. And he loved it. And I loved it too. We watched it together.
And that's the thing. Like this was pretty much in Hasbro's Play School line,
Yeah.
right? But the stories weren't. Like, yeah, there were some like, oh my God, Mrs. Smith's cat's up the tree and there's a hurricane coming. How can we save them, Blades? I don't know. I'm a helicopter and I don't like to fly. So like, okay.
Yeah.
But I liked Rescue Bots. I love the fact that, you know, you had the big, huge construction bot who loved to plant flowers and have that, you know, you had that gentleness about him.
And you had the hero, the fire truck hero. I mean, he's kind of learning to be a leader. It's cool. He looks up to Optimus Prime, who eventually makes a cameo at some point, I believe.
Oh no, he's it's not just cameo.
He's
What's also neat is this is also the first time we get to see the these were actually rescue bots on Cybertron. They were stuck in their stasis pods and blah 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 blah. They have their own unique emblem as well that looks more like a badge, which I think was too cool. And I just like these. I mean, I'm just saying, Paw Patrol, you might have got an idea from somewhere.
But where's the timeline, Sid? Okay.
Exactly. You know, so easy, even a baby can do it.
I love these. By the way, I took pictures because my son has some.
Mm-hmm.
And I just couldn't get this thing to upload them. I don't know if they were too high resolution or what, but they are very simple, but I like that about them. Like 2 movements and you've got a robot and you've got a vehicle. And sure, they look like preschool toys, honestly, but there's a charm to them and they're really cool. I love them.
Yeah, like I said, these come out of the Play School line of the little people. So, you know, if you had, say, the Star Wars or the Marvel heroes or whatnot, they would actually fit on with their little, you know, oversized anime style boots and so on and so forth. They even released all their human counterpart partners as well. And that was the other cool thing. You know, we started off with the partner aspect in Prime. In this one, every single of the rescue bots had their own member of the family that they worked with in kind. But yeah, these were fun. These were great. The story was great. But you know what's even better?
What?
Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rescue bots started really going on a stretch here. They went into they really started explaining T-Cogs more and changing forms. So everybody eventually did get Dinobot forms. And dead center, that is Optimus Prime as a T-Rex.
Eat it, Grimlock.
uh like I get it, Brontosaurus fire truck. Okay, cool. I can shoot water.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a construction bot. Let me break stuff with the Stegosaurus.
Yeah.
That was that was the iffy one.
Oh, and
But
obviously pterodactyl helicopter. Yeah.
yeah. Now this is technically the wave 2 figures of them because I went with these. They were a little bit more detailed. Hopefully you can pause, zoom in. But yeah, again, very simple designs. These ones went from their dino form right into robot form. There was no mid vehicle form. I can't remember exactly how it works in the story where they were able to choose to go back and forth because you could only have one or the other. So,
Also, these guys are triple changers.
Not these figures.
No, I'm talking about these characters though. Technically.
Yep, and I was just going to get to it because Hot Streak, I think his name was. Yeah. He was the first one to go triple changer. He was able to get a fire boat form that he scanned off the bottom of the bay because hey, I'm a robot and I'm sinking. Yeah. I thought that was too cool. Again, I vividly remember that episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to put in this that they called it Optimus Primal.
The T-Rex was Optimus Primal.
The T-Rex version of Optimus, they named Optimus Primal.
You can't do that.
You can't do that. I mean, I love the fact that his little smokestacks became ears.
That is cute.
But that was about it. Like, honestly, God, anybody Power Rangers Dino Thunder fans? Because that's exactly what they did.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I feel like this was the same time as Dino Trucks. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but that was a really cool Netflix show that my kids also liked. That was kind of the same vibe. Like they were dinosaurs and they were like construction vehicles. It was interesting. It was a time. It was a vibe.
It was a vibe. And we're not knocking it. God knows.
No.
They introduced a great figure or great character on the Autobot side. Tidal Wave, who was a huge aircraft carrier.
Yeah, so cool.
Absolutely loved him, especially because the fact that he also had his own unique symbol that was incorporated more like naval design and anchors into it. So I was like, yes, I like that. Obviously. And then we go back to we go to the B team.
I love this show.
I can't tell you how much I enjoyed this. Oh, so yeah, go back to the Omega Lock because we tangented. Because he was trying to use the Omega Lock. Bumblebee kind of got swirled in the and it fixed his voice box. And we got Will Friedle. That's right. The older brother from Boy Meets World, who's gone on to voice so many characters to finally voice Bumblebee, who did kill Megatron in that series. So going on from that, this is a continuation of the series. This is 3 years later after Optimus, quote unquote, sacrificed himself to save the Well of Sparks, but there he is, plain as day on the screen. Bumblebee, Sideswipe, and Strongarm get stuck in a portal and brought here to Earth, and they have to go and find all these fugitive Decepticons with the help of Drift. And mind you, this is the end version of Drift. Windblade shows up to join the team, and then we get Fix-It, their little mini con. This show was great because it introduced different takes on the characters. I loved Grimlock on this. He was more of a comic relief character.
He was great. I believe that was Carrie Payton too, wasn't it? That did the voice.
Booyah!
This is one of my favorite Grimlock versions. Also, love Sideswipe in this show. Awesome.
Yeah, Sideswipe. Yeah. I think Sideswipe for this series became our Bumblebee. He was our everyman character that we were able to see eyes through. Drift here had his 2 little mini cons. I liked that. I also liked the upgrade he got. I like the fact that they finally took the idea of Drift from animated and they've ran with it since then. And also if you think about it, we also had the Drift Bugatti helicopter in the Bay movies as well. So after calling in the B team, with these whole new Decepticons I had to get, the one thing that threw us off first was this is the same Bumblebee figure.
Yeah.
But depending on what market you were in, you got 3 different card backs.
That's weird.
Yep. It was peculiar. I think they were testing it out to see what really worked.
Yeah.
I was okay with it. Again, this wasn't where I was collecting. Like I said, I had that one Optimus Beast Hunter,
Yeah.
which would have been in scale to this. But the shows were great. And that's the big thing I want to talk about is just the show and the storyline. And because this is a continuation, everything that had happened in, Prime and even Rescue Bots, they make references to it in this show.
Yeah.
A lot. Like there was an episode Bumblebee was there. It's like, oh yeah, he's in, Pearl Harbor or whatever or Eagle Rock, helping out, the family with the mission.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, it's all coming together. But yeah, you get to buy them in bulk in this one. Like they realize that, hey, these combo deals that we were doing with the Rescue Bots might work as well. Now, if you take a look down here on the bottom, yeah, we've got Optimus, we've got Sideswipe, we've got Steeljaw and Underbite.
Okay.
Grimlock and Bumblebee, great. But these are the new style of Decepticons that they had coming out. And again, you might look at Underbite and, and say, wait, that's more of a animal. Is that supposed to be a Predacon? No, this was a Decepticon. They expanded on the lore. They said that there were different styles of robots, that they weren't just, Maximal or Predacon or so on and so forth. But, he's part bot, he's part animal, he's all Decepticon. Yeah. It's Steeljaw. So when he was in his robot form, he had this very wolf-like appearance, but he still turned into, a heavy armored vehicle in his vehicle form. So they had some fun with this. And, to the point that you got to add and introduce a whole bunch of different type of characters, like you had like Claptrap of all things, who was a friggin' crab.
It was awesome. He's a great character.
He was. He's a great character.
I love that. So in this show, the Autobots are basically like cops, right? And they're trying to wrangle up these outlaw Decepticons. They were in prison because for various things, and they kind of spread out across Earth and different places. And they got to find them and get them back under control, get them back locked up. But yeah, it opened us up to these. Just get outside of the box, and that's what I really liked about this show. Yes. Is it got outside of the Transformers box, so it was cool.
Yeah, and Steeljaw eventually defected and kind of became his own thing. So sometimes was he an ally? Was he not? I don't know. I enjoyed it, but then they started going gimmicky.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, hey, what haven't we had in Transformers in a while?
The Combiner. I don't. Yeah.
Because why not?
I mean, this goes back. What was the line we covered where pretty much everyone was a combiner? I can't remember. But anyway, it's kind of like going back to that vibe where it was like, we can just, whoever you want to put together, put them together.
Yeah, the Combiner Wars, or in Power Rangers, we had the Zord Builder program, also out from Hasbro. But I liked how they did the story of, the enigma of, combining, but the execution of the toy, ooh.
Nah, not good.
Honestly, this looks like it's bargain bin GoBot.
Yeah, pretty close.
There's
were those separate? Did you buy it? I don't know for sure. Did you buy it as a whole figure, or
you bought it as a whole figure?
Did it have the separate pieces?
You couldn't put Grimlock back together.
No. Oh, okay. that does suck that he becomes just legs.
And Drift is the sword.
Oh. Yeah. Bad execution there.
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board.
But the cool thing out of it is that, talking about like the Legacy collection that came out in the last 2 years, we did get a few characters out of this that we wouldn't have thought to get Legacy figures out of. Prowl, I believe it was, who the cop bot from Rescue Bots, did eventually get his own Legacy figure. Yeah. And for me, I actually did pick up the Legacy Strong Arm. I loved her character.
She was really cool.
She was a great character. Again, I think that they did Sideswipe and Strong Arm so well that they were the relatable characters for everybody. And you weren't always rooting for Bumblebee. That was nice too. Yeah. So Strong Arm, great character, great figure too. If you can get your hands on these legacy ones, absolutely.
Yeah,
great figure.
You could tell again. Bumblebee was the leader, in this series, and again trying to live up to the Optimus Prime, right? Like you could tell they were trying to get away from him as a central character, because I guess Bumblebee was hot because of the Bay movies, but and they would kind of sprinkle him in. He would always be there in the background talking about him, and then he would show up eventually. But he was this legend. He was this larger than life character that we don't really see a lot. Yeah. Everybody's just trying to be like, the Autobots are trying to be like Optimus.
Mm-hmm. And then, why don't we do it for the kids again?
For the kids. Again.
Does anybody get this reference?
I know I can't remember the name of the movie.
Good.
Something, but Proxy? Something Proxy?
Yep.
I can't remember the first part.
The Hudsucker Proxy.
Hudsucker Proxy. Okay.
Yep. So now we've got Transformers Rescue Bots Academy.
Heck yeah. Going back to school.
Yep. Now we have a team of 5 new bots. This was more for when my niece was younger, but you can see all the rescue bots, they've grown up. I mean, look at Moxley. If they would have just made that jawline just put a little shading on it. Yeah. I mean, the similarity between him and Mickey, uncanny. I'm just saying. Just saying. But yeah, and we have the overeager kid, and I want to be this, I want to be that. And look, this is pretty much a cut and paste of the original series.
Yeah.
Honestly, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, what, more power to you.
Going back to the well, right? It works. Let's go back and see if we can squeeze another $1 out of it.
Yeah. And the best part is all those figures that we talked about earlier, they did re-releases on them. Yeah. So
the Transformers way.
Written money out of this. Yeah, but not only that, out of the Align continuity, there were so many other things. There were comic books. There were 3 video games that came out of it. But the big things that came out of the Align continuity is, this was Hasbro's first attempt to try and make one single unified lore. Cybertron, they followed off of what we had in the Unicron trilogy, that Cybertron is Primus. Yeah. So we finally got that solidified in a main continuity. Megatron, the whole idea that he was a gladiator originally, and that's how he took the name Megatron. Again, we've seen that play out how many times since then.
Right.
That was the first time we ever saw it. Orion Pax, they kept the whole idea that he was a desk clerk. Yeah. What else is there? The War for Cybertron games are pretty much a modern retelling of it from the Autobots Exodus. This is also where we got the 13 primes. So when you're collecting, now this year, and you've got your Power of the Primes, it's all because of the Align continuity. It's what started it. Yeah. It came out of what we learned from Bay, but made it better and with less explosions.
Yeah. And cooler robot forms.
Oh, so much. This was also Hasbro's first real attempt to take Transformers into kids media, to go for that 7 and below market with the rescue bots. And more power to them. I think that out of this is where we got a lot. They were the litmus test for everybody else to really, reach out, like with the little people or, the play school heroes and so on. I think that there's a lot of stuff that I miss from this continuity. I see a lot of breadcrumbs in, the modern stories. Mm-hmm. I mean, Earthspark is his whole own thing now. Cyberverse, is not related to these Cyberverse toys that we got during Prime. And I know there's a new one that just came out recently, which I haven't even touched yet because I'm not even done with Earthspark.
Yeah, I'm way behind.
Yeah, Earthspark comes the next season of Earthspark comes out next month.
Was that Earthspark? Was that the Netflix series? Or no?
No, you're talking no, the
That was War for
Netflix
Cybertron,
that
right?
was the
Or
whole the trilogy of stuff that they had done on
yeah,
there.
which was great,
Um,
by the way.
Earthspark's the one on Paramount that runs a very, very hard line between
Let me
being a
look it up.
kid show and and have a lot of great characters for adults.
Okay.
Alan
Transformers.
Tudyk, actually, Earthspark has done is the voice of
Oh,
Optimus.
I have seen these toys in these
Mhm.
stores, so I should know what I'm talking. Yeah.
But out of this whole Align continuity that went for nearly a decade, what are some of your favorite figures? What were some of your favorite characters? Let us know in the comments below, because that's what we're here for. Now,
Yeah.
by the grace of Primus, we are going to squeeze in some extra parts next week, and we're going to cover just little odds and ends about the Transformers continuity.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what do we got? Well, I think we're going to talk about BotCon, some BotCon exclusives.
For
We're going
sure.
to talk about Shattered Glass.
For sure.
We might even talk about my boy Signal Lancer.
Maybe.
Fine. Animated. We were fortunate enough to be able to work things out, but we've got so much great stuff coming up here on Nerd Initiative. We want you to make sure that you're following along. And to do that, of course, we ask you very kindly to make sure you hit that subscribe button. And then you tap that, make that bell ring, make it sing, hit that bell for the notifications, and then smack that thumbs up to let Michael know that we're doing our job and we're doing it well.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Again, thank you everybody for joining us. Mickey, what else you got? I can't believe how long it took me to do this, and then how quickly I burned right through it.
It always does that. There's so much work put in, but make sure you're following us on all these socials and checking out all these shows. Turn a page for comics every Wednesday. Our comic book reviews drop Thursday Night Live is our wrestling show, and always be on the lookout when new movies drop. We usually have a review on the website. Also, we'll have a special episode dropping this week involving Marvel Zombies, which is dropping on Disney Plus the 24th, Wednesday. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's everything I think we got going on right now. Yeah. There you go. Who's this little kitty?
Yeah.
He's hungry.
He's something right now.
Show me love. Anyway, yeah, so this
is why we need to finish the door.
Yeah, that's what the wood's for.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's about it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, when you play, don't just play for fun.
You play for keeps.
Right on.
I'm out.
Roll.